In today's video, I will be showing you guys the best settings, keybinds, and sensitivity in Chapter 3, Season 1. So the first thing, guys, we're going to be looking at is my video settings. So obviously, window mode, full screen, so the least amount of input delay. And then when it comes to the resolution, you want to play 1920 by 1080, or you could play 1600 by 900. That also gives you even more or less input delay, but it makes your game not really look too nice. So I'd keep it on 1920 by 1080 as it's not too big of a difference. Your frame rate limit, that's personal preference. I play 180, I can play 240, but sometimes my FPS will drop more, and yeah, so I normally keep it about 180 to 200. Brightness, I play 100%. User interface contrast just doesn't matter. Just put it on 0 or 1x. Your colorblind mode, that's also preference, but most people this season are using try 10. So yeah, I would use try 10. Next, we come down to probably the most important thing about video settings is your graphics quality. As you see, 3D resolution, I play on 100%. You can play 99. I heard that gives you a little bit less input delay and just 99, but I choose not to, as I just choose not to. My view distance is near. My textures is on low, and mesh is low. Obviously, you gotta get the mobile builds, and as they kind of be looking like bubble wrap mobile builds now, it's really cool. VSync off, show FPS, that's personal preference. I turn it off so it doesn't get in my head if I'm dropping FPS. And then rendering mode, performance mode, 100%. DX11 and DX12 are not even close to performance mode. It is so much less input delay on performance mode, and low meshes is just the best thing in this game. On to the important stuff now. Probably the most important thing on this whole list is your sensitivity. If you play a super high, you're just going to be much worse. You're going to miss more shots. That's just how it is. If you play a low sense, it might be too low, but this is the sense I play. 3.5, 3.5, but as you guys see on the screen right under me, I play 1600 DPI. So I play 7 cents on 800 DPI, and then if you're somehow, for some reason, playing 400 DPI, and then I play 14 cents, and so on. I would normally stick to 800 to 1600 DPI to go in your inventory quick, because you don't like a slow sense for that. But yeah, I play 3.5, 3.5, which is, in my opinion, the best sense. It's a good medium sense. It's not too high, and it's not too low. I can hit almost all my shots, and my mechs are perfectly fine. So, and then when it comes out to targeting sensitivity, I'm still playing around with this. I normally go to between 40 to 50, and sometimes a little bit higher, sometimes a little bit lower, but normally it stays around about 40-ish, 41-ish, 42, and so on. Next is my scope sensitivity. So this is actually more important than your targeting sensitivity this season, in my opinion, as the MK7 is the best AR in the game. It's one of the best guns in the game. It's probably the second best gun besides the Striker SMG. So when you're scoped in, this will be your sense. Same with snipers, but I don't really pick up snipers this season because SMGs are literally broken. But yeah, you want this kind of high. You don't want this too high. With snipers, I normally put this really high, 80%, 70%. But with the MK7 in the game, I play 55%. And then ignore gamepad input, and then lock input method as mouse. You gotta have this on if you use the double movement, which is I play wooting, and then I play on 90%. Okay, next is the second most important thing on this whole entire settings video is my keybind settings. As you guys see, move forward, left, backwards, and right are all off, and that's because I use wooting. You can't use WASD binded on if you're using wooting, as it's off the controller. So jump, offset, and all this stuff. We're going to go down to the most important part, which is probably these binds here and then these binds. So I use T, reload, I use R, harvesting tool, I use X. I don't know why I always have since literally the beginning of time. All these binds have literally changed besides maybe harvesting tool, my gun slots, and maybe reload and use. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for my weapon slots, and then X for my pickaxe. Then the most important part of the binds, I use V to crouch, and then my wall is my mouse bind. I use mouse bind for wall and stair, as I think everyone else should. And then when it comes to my floor and cone, I use E and C. Roof is probably your most optimal bind for would be left shift, but all these other binds are the most optimal you can use according to Idjarian and other sources. But yeah, C for roof. My trap is Q this season with pads, and they've been a while. I don't know. I've changed this bind like 84 times for some reason, but it's been a Q the last few seasons. And then all this other stuff. My edit is F, which is probably the best edit bind. Most people use F. If you don't use F, it's kind of weird. G's okay as well, and that's definitely the best bind. And then my ping is G, and then nothing really else. Emotes K, and then if we go down, inventory is Z, and my map is B. The reason I use B is because it's closer than M. Just quicker things. I don't never used B, and then inventory Z, as it's literally the closest thing to me basically, and I don't use it. I used to use my trap, but then I changed my trap to Q, obviously, as you guys see in this video. But okay, guys, that is my complete setting guide. Okay guys, that is my complete settings for Chapter 3 Season 1. In my opinion, the best settings, other than maybe Cone. You could probably use left shift. But yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be back Sunday for a brand new video. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, comments, and feedback. Use my supporter creator code. It's Plunge at the item shop. And yeah guys, later.